Department is investigating 3 prominent adversaries of President Donald Trump for mortgage fraud. That's Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, New York Attorney General Letitia James, and California Senator Adam Schiff. Trump's critics say this shows that mortgage fraud is becoming a new tool that the Trump administration is using to put pressure on his political enemies. Now, administration officials say they're just going after mortgage fraud. There's nothing political about this. They would do this for both Republicans and Democrats. But our review of court records for the past 8.5 years shows that any charges against Cook, James, or Schiff would be very unusual. So we reviewed records from all 94 federal district courts starting from the beginning of 2017 and found that during that time period, 20 cases were brought involving allegations that someone had misstated their primary residence on a mortgage application. That's what Schiff, James, and Cook are all accused of doing. Now, of those 20 cases, in 19 of them, that charge was just one count as part of a much broader criminal conspiracy. That means that over the past 8 years, we identified just one case in which someone was brought solely for misstating their primary residence on a mortgage application. The legal experts we consulted said that, any charges brought against Cook, Schiff, or James for this alleged misstatement of their primary residence on a mortgage application would mark a stark departure from prosecutorial norms and suggest that there is a different standard in terms of whether to bring charges based on whether someone is a political enemy of Donald Trump or not.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch, pinch.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy Wild Game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
Wall Street hit a milestone on Tuesday as all three major stock indexes closed at record highs, with the Dow adding more than 0.4%, the S&P 500 gaining over 0.25%, and the Nasdaq climbing more than 0.33%. Data released on Tuesday showed U.S. employers added nearly 1 million fewer jobs in the 12 months through March than previously estimated. The large downward revision supported expectations the Federal Reserve will soon cut interest rates, but by how much, wondered Kevin Mon, Chief Investment Officer at Henyon & Walsh Asset Management.
If they cut by 25 basis points, or do they cut by 50 basis points? If they cut by 50 basis points, are they going to admit that they were wrong and they are late to the party? And if they do only cut by 25 basis points, what are they going to signal about the economy going forward, particularly as it relates to the jobs market? Are they more concerned with the jobs market than they are with inflation?
Stocks on the move Tuesday included Apple, which fell 1.5% after the company unveiled new iPhones that failed to excite investors. Shares of AI infrastructure firm Nebius soared almost 50% after the company signed a $17.4 billion deal with Microsoft. Rival CoreWeave jumped 7%. And shares of United Health jumped more than 8.5% after the insurer said it expects enrollment in top-rated Medicare plans to be in line with its expectations, which could mean bigger payments from the government to the company.
More weak labor market data. What does it mean for the Federal Reserve? Let's ask Kevin Mon of Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Kevin, the Labor Department's Bureau of Labor Statistics today estimated that 911,000 fewer jobs were added to the U.S. economy than previously reported for the 12 months through March. What do you make of that figure?
Yeah, that is a massive downward revision, with 911,000 fewer jobs that were created over the last 12 months than we had originally thought. Nearly 1 million jobs less were created over the last year. I think that's going to give the Federal Reserve another reason to be concerned. We have to go back to June. After that meeting for the Federal Reserve, they raised their forecast for unemployment to 4.5% at that time. We're around 4.2% right now. They also lowered their forecast for GDP growth to just 1.4% at that meeting, believing that we were going to stay below 2% economic growth for the next 2 years. But all of that was with the presumption that we had 911,000 more jobs that were actually created. So with this new revised figure, I'm very interested to see what the Federal Reserve is going to do after their September meeting. Yes, in all likelihood, they will cut interest rates by 25 basis points at that meeting. But they still have 2 meetings remaining in 2025 after September. We're also going to get an updated summary of economic projections from the Federal Reserve after this meeting in September. If, in fact, now they've raised their forecast for unemployment even higher and lower their forecast for economic growth even more, that begs the question, are they behind the curve and late to the party once again? I still contend that they should have been cutting interest rates back in June if they truly were data dependent. Of course, they remain concerned about inflation and the potential inflationary impact of tariffs which remain somewhat uncertain right now with a large number of countries.
And this Thursday, we get the latest inflation data with the Consumer Price Index report. So with the Federal Reserve now seemingly focusing more on the labor market, how do you think the CPI will factor into the Fed's decision making?
I believe that the Federal Reserve is more concerned right now with the deterioration in the labor market and the potential add-on risk to the economy than they are with the inflationary impacts of tariffs. Remember back in April, the initial tariff tantrums, when the fear over the extent of tariffs was much higher than it is right now. Now everyone is settling into this roughly 15% range for tariffs, and we haven't seen any immediate large inflationary impact as a result, whether that's because the actual companies are absorbing those tariffs and not passing them on to consumers, or consumers aren't accepting those higher prices and choosing to keep the money in their pocket or search for alternative lower price goods. I believe that these tariffs present more of a growth scare than they do an inflation scare, because if consumers do keep the money in their pockets, the economy will slow further. The Federal Reserve recognizes that. So I'll be paying close attention to additional inflation reports between now and next week's Federal Reserve meeting. I think that 25 basis point cut is already baked into the markets now. And now I believe that the markets are starting to price in a rate cut in October and a rate cut in December to close out with 3 rate cuts this year, as opposed to the 2 rate cuts that the Federal Reserve was forecasting as of June.
With the economy slowing, are recessionary concerns back on the table?
I believe at this point in time, everything is on the table. More so stagflation, though. I'm going to go back to June once again in terms of the Fed's updates to their summary of economic projections at that point in time, when they raised their forecast for unemployment to 4.5%, when they lowered their forecast for economic growth to 1.4%. And they also raised their forecast for inflation using their preferred inflation gauge of core PCE at that time to end the year at 3.1% before coming back down to 2.4% next year. Higher inflation, lower growth, more unemployment is the recipe for stagflation. I don't think we're going to get there, though, because I think they're miscalculating the potential inflationary impacts towards tariffs at this point in time. If they do arrive and at least cut interest rates 2 times, I believe that we avoid a recession and some of those stagflation concerns start to dissipate over the course of 2026.
Apple showed off a new, slimmer iPhone Air with a high-density battery and a brand-new processor on Tuesday. It was the star of the company's annual product launch event, with CEO Tim Cook calling it a game-changer. Apple said the model is its most durable iPhone yet, with prices starting at $999. It will use the A19 Pro, a processor chip that it said it had tweaked for better energy efficiency and performance to match the device's thinner battery. Bob O'Donnell, president and founder of Technalysis Research, liked what he saw.
They managed to squeeze, two capable cameras and the battery life and the A19 Pro inside that device, and a bigger screen than the A17 or than the iPhone 17. So you put that package together, and I think it's a pretty compelling design.
The iPhone Air will go head-to-head against Samsung Electronics' Galaxy S25 Edge. An analyst told Reuters it could be a stepping stone toward competing with Samsung's folding phones, which are popular with Chinese consumers. Apple also launched the iPhone 17 and iPhone 17 Pro, the latest upgrade to its flagship smartphone, as well as a new version of its AirPods Pro wireless headphones and a blood pressure monitor in its latest Apple Watch. The company effectively cut or held prices steady on these updated models.
So I think all in all, the pricing today was about what people expected, and in some ways was positive, because what they did is they kept a lot of the prices the same, but up the baseline memory amount, which for Apple is often a big rise in price. And even the Air, even though it's a little bit higher than what the Plus was, has more capability in it, has the Pro level, chip and other stuff. So I think all in all, I think the pricing is pretty good, especially when people were concerned that tariffs could increase the prices.
The new AirPods Pro 3 will feature live translation of languages. Apple also said that if both people in a conversation are wearing the new AirPods Pro 3, the earbuds will translate conversations in near real time. Apple shares fell after the company announced pricing of the smartphones, ending about 1.5% lower on the day.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Sunshine and clouds mixed today with temperatures in the mid-70s. Mostly clear skies tonight with a low in the upper 40s. On into Thursday, partly cloudy, upper 70s. Friday, wrapping up the work and school week with mostly sunny skies and upper 70s. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high near 80. Sunday, morning rain showers with temperatures in the upper 70s. It's about 47 degrees out there here in northwest Pennsylvania this morning. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Right. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week. And boy, we had that story about Apple. I watched the presentation yesterday on their new products coming out. And I told Joe Tech yesterday, and you may have heard it here this morning, that in the past couple of years, I really haven't been all that excited about the changes. I mean, not enough where I'm begging you, like, hey, can I get I
need a new phone.
I need a new phone. Like, there really hasn't been anything, right?
Yeah.
And then I watched yesterday, I'm like, ooh.
I'm first.
Ooh.
5 years.
Yeah, good.
I'm first.
Yeah. But,
the Air is mine.
But.
Huh?
I use mine for work.
So do I.
A lot.
So do I.
A lot.
So do I.
Okay, so let's say you and I gonna make a trip next week. I'm surprised you're not. Boy, I really want that, but yeah, they don't have the color I like.
I may have already searched cases.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it's supposed to be a lot stronger, so for you,
that's a bonus.
Drops her phone every 2 seconds. That's okay. I really like. Yeah, I mean, even the watches. I was like, okay, I've held off now. I think for what, 2 years, 3 years? Have been
watches?
Yeah,
two. Yeah,
past 2. I think it was July 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So I've had mine for just over 2 years. 2 years and 2 months. So I don't know what you're giving me that look. You get, honey. You get your phone. You get it. I'm just saying.
You do you.
You do you. You be you. And
you pay the bill anyways. You do you. I'm just kidding. It was like a long time ago. They don't really do this much anymore. But if you through your employer, you use an employer code, you'd get a discount.
Yeah.
And they don't really do that anymore. I mean, they say you get a discount on accessories, but
it's
nothing. So
some places you might get your phone to pay for.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was kind of excited seeing some of these new products come out. But we'll see. The other thing is when you get there and you look at it, it's like, okay, is it worth it? Or am I just going off the hype of what I saw on the video?
What I love about when I call in Verizon with a question or something that's who our service is through. Thank you for being a 21-year customer.
21 years?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, now you're making me feel old. Don't do that.
Yeah, how about a discount?
Yeah, exactly. Give me a free air.
You know what is annoying? It's like every time you go in there, hey, I think we can get you a cheaper bill. I think you're paying. Well, I was just in here months ago and you said the same thing and you did that.
And you changed something on it. And now I can't do this. And now you're telling me I don't have this.
Yeah.
We used to have 2 locations and they were trusted. They really were doing oh, you don't use this. You have never used this, but you should use this, and you trusted them and they were right. And now it's I don't even know what I have.
Yeah. Well, either their plans are changing so fast, or they're like, okay, I think we can squeeze a few bucks, but we're going to make it sound like you're going to save.
Yeah.
And we're suckers and fall for it. We just want to get out of here. Why does it? Here's the other thing. Why does it take 5 hours to get out of a store?
I don't know. It's exhausting.
It is.
It's horrible.
Oh, we can have this done real quick, and then the next thing you look down at your watch is 2 hours later. What the heck happened?
Hey, all the other stores we needed to go to are about to close. Well, why don't you just leave me here?
I just wanted a phone or a tablet. Why?
Yeah. And I don't like their current layouts. They feel really cold and isolated. They changed all their stores to you walk in, you wait, and then you're sitting at a little desk. Well, now I feel like I'm being sold.
Yeah.
I hate that. That has made me want to just call in and do what I need to do going forward.
Yeah, but sometimes it's nice to ask some questions.
You can ask. I have had the nicest people.
I remember
in their customer support.
One conversation you had with somebody. This was Christmas a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We were trying to get phone switched over, I think, for our son.
Yeah. He wanted a certain phone, and we went into the store, and they had to order it. When they shipped it to us, they shipped the wrong model.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyways, you called. This is Christmas. On Christmas, you called, and the person's like, oh, yeah, where are you from? Northwest Pennsylvania. Oh, no kidding. I'm from that area. Well, here it was somebody from Meadville that was working out of Florida or someplace.
Yeah. He was so nice.
Yeah.
So nice.
Oh, yeah, we know this family and that, and
yeah.
He knew, I think, your brother or something like that. So, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, we got a busy morning ahead.
Me too.
Christa Lundy from the Meadville Chamber. You know what's going on this weekend?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's
always but we always it's
going to be a beautiful weekend.
It is going to be a beautiful weekend, and every year I want to go, but we always have a soccer tournament. Every single year.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It's kind of scary. You sound like a man there.
I did. That was my goal.
Yeah. You okay this morning? Is it just kind of...
No, I was trying to sound like
something settling your throat? Yeah, okay. The Wine, Brew, and Spirits Walk is taking place this weekend. Saturday, September 13th, 3 to 7 p.m. downtown Meadville. So that's going on. All right, Christa's going to be here. Susan Williams will be joining us from the Venango Chamber. So we got Christa Lundy from the Meadville Chamber, Susan Williams from the Venango Chamber.
Can I tell you what I love about her wine walk? Sorry.
Sure.
I'm just going to go, like, from my perspective. You get to walk through town, walk into businesses that you might not, you know. And there are other communities that do this, and we've been to their wine walks. These are my favorite kind of wine walks. I don't like going to, like, the convention center where you're just shoved in a room with everybody. You freely walk through the community and get to go to different businesses and try the wines and shop. I spend more money at the businesses than I do on the wine, which is shocking to you.
It is shocking.
But it's like an awesome day of shopping.
And it tells me the program's working.
It is. So great.
No, the other thing is with Christa, they, not only do they have the wine check, so if you buy wine from a store, if you buy anything from the store, non-wine related, they'll send it back and you can check it out at the end of the night so you don't have to carry it around with you. So we go to a place that used to do that, which was bad for us, good for them, because we didn't know, we were buying stuff all the time and not really keeping track. Yeah, but they don't do that anymore, so we don't buy as much, but because we don't want to carry it around on vacation with us everywhere. Yeah. But anyways, the wine walk's coming up this Saturday, and anyways, both chambers, by the way, getting ready to go to Italy next month.
That's exciting.
It would be awesome. All right, let's get to birthdays. Today is the 10th day of September. Happy birthday to whom this morning?
I'm going to script this name, so you're going to have to help me. Singer Jose Feliciano?
Yes, Jose Feliciano.
Okay, thank you. He's 80. Rocker Joe Perry is 75. Director Chris Columbus is 67. Actor Colin Firth is 65.
Wow.
I still see him in Love Actually, and I can't see 65.
What's the other stuff he's in that I see?
Nanny McPhee, he was in.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I really like him. Actor Ryan Flippe is 51, and that is all.
All right, happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to you. Today happens to be your birthday from all of us.
We missed a big one.
Yesterday?
Christa Lundy's birthday. It was the other day.
I did text her.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a celebrity birthday that was posted yesterday. I'm pretty sure we didn't mention that yesterday. I don't remember who it was yesterday.
We did mention it was Adam Sandler.
That wasn't
Colonel Ebony Williams, Hugh Grant, Michelle Williams.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right, we're going to switch gears and find out what we're celebrating here collectively today.
It is Gibraltar National Day, National Anti-Junk Light Day, National TV Dinner Day, St. George's K Day, Swap Ideas Day, White Balloon Day, World Suicide Prevention Day, World Top Up Day, and that's it. That's all I got.
I haven't had a TV dinner in a long time, and it's nothing against TV dinners because when we were kids and had TV dinners, there was
nothing more exciting.
The corn was the worst.
Yeah, no, but there was nothing more exciting than, we're going to watch a movie, TV dinner day, and it was like you pull out that nasty tray.
That metal tray that would always...
and then you put that...
Yeah.
And then you get maybe you get a Coke because it's a special day kind of a thing. Yeah.
I think Salisbury steak still tastes the same across the board, which I
It's like mush. Oh my Lord, I hated that.
It was good. Potatoes were horrible. Corn was always bad. But the Salisbury steak was good.
I don't even know if any of that at that point in time should have been an edible substance.
I know. But you go through the store today.
We lived.
And it's like, this are really good.
There's some that are amazing. There's this beef tip in a red wine sauce one that Lean Cuisine makes.
It's time for breakfast. All right.
Want a donut?
7:30. Your headlines are coming up next. This is the Morning Drill.
Discover no-sweat savings of over $7,000 off your next Chevy truck. It's Community Chevrolet's Dog Days of Summer sales event. Our mascot Clark can hardly contain his excitement, and he's asleep, of course. This month, don't sleep on our hottest savings of the summer, including more than $7,000 off MSRP on a new Silverado, or save nearly $2,000 on hot new SUVs like the Trax and the Equinox. The Dog Days of Summer sales event. Where? At Community Chevrolet.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable. Like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born breech, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Wall Street hit a milestone on Tuesday as all three major stock indexes closed at record highs, with the Dow adding more than 0.4%, the S&P 500 gaining over 0.25%, and the Nasdaq climbing more than 0.33%. Data released on Tuesday showed U.S. employers added nearly 1 million fewer jobs in the 12 months through March than previously estimated. The large downward revision supported expectations the Federal Reserve will soon cut interest rates, but by how much, wondered Kevin Mon, Chief Investment Officer at Henyon & Walsh Asset Management.
If they cut by 25 basis points, or do they cut by 50 basis points? If they cut by 50 basis points, are they going to admit that they were wrong and they are late to the party? And if they do only cut by 25 basis points, what are they going to signal about the economy going forward, particularly as it relates to the jobs market? Are they more concerned with the jobs market than they are with inflation?
Stocks on the move Tuesday included Apple, which fell 1.5% after the company unveiled new iPhones that failed to excite investors. Shares of AI infrastructure firm Nebius soared almost 50% after the company signed a $17.4 billion deal with Microsoft. Rival CoreWeave jumped 7%. And shares of United Health jumped more than 8.5% after the insurer said it expects enrollment in top-rated Medicare plans to be in line with its expectations, which could mean bigger payments from the government to the company.
All right, let's take a quick look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania here this morning. Mix of sun and clouds today. Another gorgeous day with temperatures in the mid-70s. Mostly clear skies tonight and a low in the upper 40s. Thursday, mostly sunny, upper 70s. Friday, wrapping up the work and school week with mostly sunny skies and upper 70s for a high. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 80. Somebody's going to get some great weather for a big event coming up we're going to talk about in a moment. Sunday, some morning rain showers, but other than that, we should see some sunshine and upper 70s for a high. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Joining us this morning is the Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. It's Christa Lundy. Hi, Christa. How are you?
Good morning. I am well, and that weather forecast looks perfect for the wine walk this weekend.
It does. You know, even, well, listen, it doesn't matter, right? The weather's the weather, and
agreed.
The event is a blast no matter what's going on with the weather. But yes, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous to be walking around.
It is. I know a lot of people wait till the last minute to see what the weather is because ticket sales are just average, in all honesty. But I know this week is when it picks up, and we sell them right until that day. We sold a lot of tickets last year, but it is this Saturday, September 13th, from 3 to 7 p.m. And we start at the downtown mall where everyone will get their numbered wristband and their tasting glass compliments of Eternal Glow Spa and Boutique in Conneaut Lake. Big thank you to Erica and her team there. So it'll have their logo and our Wine Brew Spirits Walk logo. And then you can go around to the almost 30 stops that are downtown. We have some new ones this year and also some new wineries, breweries, and distilleries participating. And new this year, several places have other things, artisans, inside their spaces besides a caterer or a restaurant. So there's a lot happening, and it's also second Saturday downtown, so people can come early and walk around the market house and all the vendors outside and inside, grab breakfast at one of our local restaurants. There's vendors in the street, live music, and then the wine walks from 3 to 7. I know a couple places have live music afterwards. I know Firehouse Tap and Grill has Justin Gray playing that evening. So we only go till 7 so people can enjoy dinner on the patio and live music there. Julian's probably has music. And so it's just going to be a wonderful day. We're really looking forward to it. A lot of helpers and a lot of sponsors involved. And this one takes a lot of volunteers. We will enjoy the day. Another day, but we are very busy that day. Stacking 1,000 glasses and getting everything ready, just in case people come out of the woodwork. We'd like to have, like 600 people-ish. So, but we're looking forward to it.
Well, you have research days where you go out and have to recruit, so there's some enjoyment there.
And when I was in Du Bois recently, using that trip that I won at the chamber auction, I got another winery to participate in our event. They're going to be at Blue Canopy Marketing. She has enough space. I called her right there. I'm like, hey, can you handle another one? So they'll have a distillery with moonshine, and then they have Laurel Mountain Winery that'll be there as well that I got from that trip.
Oh, wow.
And they have amazing slushies, wine slushies. And she's also having Deborah Yoder from Lakeside Tranquility Massage doing permanent jewelry. So she's one of those examples. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
And by the way, if you get your tickets ahead of time, you can save a few bucks.
$5 cheaper if you get them ahead of time. We sold a lot of them in the office the last few days. You can get them right online. Eventbrite, go to our website, go to our Facebook page, or stop in the office. We're at 908 Diamond Park. So we'll be there through Friday, mid-afternoon, then we'll be pretty busy getting things ready. It's only $5 more to get them that day, so if your plans change, please be sure to join us. But the other big thing we have in the office that you don't have to be at the event to win, if you're like, oh, I can't make it, but boy, that wine fridge looks really great. Big thank you to Flicks TV and Appliance. They donated a really great wine fridge again this year. That value alone, I mean, by itself is almost $500 for the wine fridge. So then we stock it with wine that we have from other events, and also all of the wineries, breweries, and distilleries donate a gift card or a bottle or a growler, whatever that might be. A lot of our merchants donate some things too. So the grand prize Saturday is that wine fridge that's stocked with at least a dozen bottles of wine. And then we have another basket that we make from the breweries, the distilleries, and so forth. And that's second and third prize. So it's well over $1,000. Tickets are only $10 a piece or 3 for $20. You can get those right at the chamber office or the day of the event. So that's always fun. We pull that when we've wrapped everything up and packed everything up and loaded our cars, and we come back in and pull that Saturday night on a Facebook Live drawing.
Okay, so they'll know Saturday night.
They'll know Saturday night.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
If they're watching our Facebook page. So
yeah, well, that's
I'm sure
awesome.
a lot of people will be watching it to see.
That's, I mean, the refrigerator and the wine,
Yeah.
and then the wine basket and brew gift basket. Yeah, that's great.
And if you don't want that yourself, that's a great gift for someone. All the wine, separate the wine. I mean, if some people might say, oh, I already have a wine fridge. Boy, I bet my son or daughter or my work office or like what I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, maybe you have one at home, but you need one at...
in the garage.
In the garage, at work.
Whatever.
Whatever. So that's awesome. All right, so that's this Saturday. Weather's going to be great, so there's
It
no
is.
confusion there. It's awesome, and get your tickets now. So, and then I guess if they do show up to get their tickets at the event, cash,
Cash,
check,
Venmo, check, card, whatever. We'll take it all.
Okay. That's great. You guys are with the times.
We are. We try to be.
Venmo?
A lot of things are done by Venmo now.
Okay. See,
I get those alerts on my phone every time someone pays for something, yeah.
Ding, ding.
Yep. Friday and Saturday it will be very busy.
Good. That's great. So it doesn't stop. It doesn't even slow down for you.
It does not even slow down, no. We have a couple ribbon cuttings the end of the month. Papa John's is finally opening. They came in and joined before they even had their space. They were looking for spaces, so we want to join. We want to get involved. So that is going to be, we have September 18th at 11 a.m. So next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Looking forward to that. And that will be at 11 o'clock. I know they're giving away pizza for a year and all kinds of prizes, so that should be fun. On the Wednesday, the 24th, we will have 4 p.m. at 43 Artisan Company, Alexis Longo. So looking forward to that. And I just love Alexis's story. She and her husband Joe met at a chamber event many, many years ago and started dating and then got married. And they're both very involved in the chamber and attend a lot of events. I just love their story. But she just opened her store at her home and looking forward to being there at that on the 24th.
That should be like a national chamber story.
Shouldn't it? I should put a picture of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, and then we have our Businesswomen's Roundtable is going to be Monday, September 22nd, always from 5 to 7. And this month we are going to be at No Place Like Home Decor. They have a new location. They've been there about a year probably, over going Sagertown Way. So looking forward to that. They're in Woodcock. That will be Monday, September 22nd, and Tracy and her team will have beautifully decorated place there, and they have a coffee shop there, so looking forward to that. The next day, on Tuesday the 23rd, is our HR Consortium at noon at Haas's. Then our after hours this month is some of my favorite people and great family. Bayshore Homes. Jean Martin is on our board of directors. Jane is on many of our committees. Jacob is in our leadership class this year. So, and Jim and Jean are dear friends of mine because of the chamber. So, but we'll be there Thursday the 25th. And after hours, we'll get to go in all the new homes that they have. There's some new ones since I've been there. They'll have all kinds of food and mocktails and cocktails, and it'll be a really fun evening. So it's a very busy end of the month.
Can I ask you a hopefully not a strange question? And this goes back to something you said about Papa John's, where they kind of got in touch with you while they were looking for a location, right?
Mm-hmm.
A company looking to, or a small business looking to start up, what part of the process do you get involved? Do people come into you saying, "Hey, I'm looking for a space"? I know they work with realtors, but if they're looking
all the time.
But do they ask you like, "Hey, do you know of any locations that might be available for our business that would be a good place to?"
We get that often. People
Okay.
will stop in and say, "Hey, I have a business plan. I'm working with so and so," or "Hey, I have this idea. What's your suggestion? Do you have any help? Do you have any suggestions for us?" If we can't help them, I have several resources that we can send them to, whether it be Gary Svetz's Jumpstart program, you know, to help them with the initial process, Gannon Small Business Development Center, Economic Progress Alliance if they're looking for a space, or Realtors if they're looking for a space, or the redevelop. We have so many resources. We are the connectors. That's
Okay.
what we do. We are people that want to help not only promote our members, but connect people to other people that they can utilize their services or so forth. So that's what we do. But we get a lot of those questions, Luke, or we've had people just come in and say, "Hey, I have this idea. What do you think?" Well, they'll run it by us. We'll say, "That's great, but you need to talk to these people. And as soon as you are ready, let us help you. If it's at your home, a home-based business, we can certainly help you, and you can join the chamber. We'll do a ribbon cutting, whatever you want to do. If it's brick and mortar, same thing." And then they might need someone to help them with marketing. They might need someone who's an attorney. They might need someone who does HR. They might need, you know, whatever it might be. We have all of those people that we can recommend only chamber members to them.
So that's not out of the question for
we
somebody.
get that a lot.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people with great ideas and want to start businesses, especially since COVID. I really saw an uptick in that with people wanting to start their own businesses, and you know, people were staying home, had to improvise, had to adjust. So we've seen a lot more of that.
Well, and it's important, too, if you're thinking about this stuff, to be also engaged in a lot of the things you're offering. If you're a woman, look at the Businesswomen's Roundtable.
Absolutely.
Get going
Great
to
group
that,
of women
right?
that support one
Yeah.
another. Average, we get 40 plus women every month at this meeting that you can meet. We have an HR roundtable, which is not just specifically HR. It's going to be like hot topics and networking next year, something similar. But that's a free resource. We have, you know, the Jumpstart program. We are one of the sponsors because we allow Gary to use the room. I know the next class starts tomorrow night. So that's not free, but it's very inexpensive for what you get. And if you are a new business just starting out, you do get a free chamber membership with us because of that.
The after hours, just being engaged and meeting
the after
people.
hours, different things that you can attend, just one-on-one meeting with any of us staff, or the new member orientation, kind of the Chamber 101 meetings are great too. They're more informal with a smaller group. Our leadership program, you might learn about our leadership program and say you want to go through that and make connections and learn more about our community. Or you might want to volunteer and help with mock interviews at one of the schools with our foundation and the K-12 program. And what all do they do? I want to let people know what I do, or I want to learn more about people. So there are so many options to help businesses, small or large.
You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Christa Lundy with us here this morning, Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. Women in Business Expo coming up October 15th. This is always such a great, powerful event, Christa.
It is. It is businesswomen supporting other businesswomen. And like I said, our Businesswomen's Roundtable group has really taken off in the last few years and is one of the most well-attended monthly events that we have. But the Women's Expo will be October 15th at the Country Club of Meadville. And for the first couple hours, we have everyone come in. There's heavy hors d'oeuvres. There's a signature cocktail. There's a lot of vendors that are women-owned or women-managed. As long as there's a woman involved in your business in any way, shape, or form, have a vendor table if you would like. Whether you're selling something, like you're a boutique or something like that, or you are a home-based business. We welcome a lot of the home-based businesses as well. Get in front of 200 women.
Yeah.
It's a perfect opportunity and very inexpensive one. Or if you just want to be there and have a presence and have rack cards and marketing and advertising promotional materials to talk to people and say hello and introduce yourself, regardless, it's very expensive to have a vendor table, but get in touch with us soon because that will fill up. And I know we're 3/4 of the way full already, and it's not for over another month. And then the second half of that, we have two really dynamic business and community-minded women leaders in our community. One who has been in our community for many years and is doing remarkable things not only in our county region but globally. Bonnie Kuhn, co-owner of Kuhn Tool and Die, is the first woman president of the National Tooling and Machining Association. So very excited for Bonnie, and she's been doing remarkable things for years. They've been a chamber member for years. She's one of the people that hired me and brought me from Titusville to Meadville. That's when I met her, was in my interview process, and has been a friend since. But she's doing remarkable things, and we'll be talking more about the business aspect of things. Then we have Kathleen Layer, who is relatively new to our area, but has immersed herself in the chamber and the activities that we have and the meetings, is a big part of our Businesswomen's Roundtable group, is in Leadership Meadville this year. And she is talking about beyond body image, becoming and loving the best version of you. She has Kathleen Layer coaching, and does remarkable things and collaborates with a lot of small businesses in the area. So two very different but very incredible women that will be speaking to us that evening. And then all of the vendors that attend bring a really great gift basket valued at $50 or above. Wow. So we have almost 40 women that will walk away with gift baskets. So,
well, she has, in the newsletter, by the way, there's a little section that promotes what she does.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, I teach women how to quiet the never-ending thoughts about food and their bodies. I'm like, I need to be thinking about that because it's like,
I know.
Food.
We all do.
So
I saw that picture of breakfast. I'm like, oh, that looks good, but I have my strawberries and grapes in the car. It is what it is.
It is. I'll get to that.
Then
right?
she'll probably say something to me about that. Christa.
New Year's resolutions are coming up, right? So we'll.
No, I don't know.
No. Okay.
No.
But you know what else is coming up? Pizza. Pastas. I'm just thinking
Italy.
Italian.
I was like, oh, pizza and pasta. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Wines. Oh, boy.
My
Gelato.
And shopping. Don't forget the shopping. And just friendship time. One of my best friends, Micah Hoffman, is going with me on this trip to Italy, the chamber trip. We have 22 folks from the Meadville Chamber, and I know there's 30-some from the Venango Chamber, and we are down to the wire. I mean, we are less than 6 weeks away now. I have a meeting next week, a Zoom meeting with Leo from Sitzlink International from California, who actually joins all of our chambers that he works with. But we are headed to Italy on a chamber trip, and we'll be on a bus and with the folks from the Venango Chamber for most of the trip. We're going to the Colosseum. We're going to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We're going to Milan, to Florence. We're going to wineries. We're doing the gondola ride on the water. We're going shopping to the leather factory, the glass factory, and just eating and enjoying the sights and meeting new people. There's a few people that I don't know that saw this incredible deal on the chamber page and called, and so meeting new people, and we'll be talking chamber about what we do and so forth, and you never know that maybe they'll join the chamber or become involved, or we have trips all the time. We have another trip which is 19 weeks from Friday. Yes, I'm on the countdown for that. That's going to be here before we know it too.
Yeah.
So you can still register through mid-October to join our chamber trip to the Dominican as well. And that is open to anyone. You don't have to be a chamber member. It is the 24th of January, I think, for 1 week in the Dominican. It includes nonstop flights to our resort. And Amy Rectemald from our travel agency, that's where she and her husband went on their honeymoon, and they're going back. It's so amazing. So if our travel agent wants to go with us, you know it's a great resort.
Yeah.
This resort was also featured on The Bachelor.
Oh.
So you know it's going to be beautiful with amazing beaches and scenery and great activities and events, or just lay in your hammock or by the pool or on the beach and read a book and go do whatever you want to do and see us when you want to, or come join the fun and play the games with us in the pool, on the beach, and the nightlife and all the fun. But so many friendships have been made. Some of my very best friends I just met last year on the chamber trip. I knew them, but really got to know them on the trip.
13th annual, that's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, so listen, if we didn't have sports, I'd be with you to Italy. This is also another amazing time. It's, that January gets you into February. It's a break from the cold in the winter. Right. It's a great time to go. So there's still time to sign up for that trip.
There is. There's still lots of time to sign up for that. And Leadership Meadville is this Friday. Like, this week is crazy.
Real quick, Saturday, if somebody wants tickets.
They are available online through Eventbrite, at the chamber office, or the day of. They are $5 more the day of, but it's still only $40. And there's almost 30 stops downtown that have wineries, breweries, and distilleries at them. Most of them have food. And we will be at the downtown mall. Registration's at 2:30. The event's from 3 to 7. And it's also second Saturday that day, and lots of things happening with live music, and great day. And it's going to be perfect weather.
And people usually, they can come up and spend the weekend.
Absolutely. A lot of people do spend the night. A lot of our hotels are very busy that night because people stay over after their long day in town. So as much as they need to.
Well, have a great time.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
it. Yeah, it's good to see you this morning.
We will. Looking forward to it, and I will see you next Wednesday.
Sounds good. Thanks, Christa.
Thanks, Lou.
Christa Lundy joining us here this morning, Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville. Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. For over 30 years, J. Gill Plumbing and Heating has taken pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. Our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. And with the J. Gill Service membership, you can take advantage of additional benefits like filter replacements and priority service scheduling. Plus, members get 10% off future projects. Call today to get a free estimate or ask about financing options. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online at jgillplumbingheating.com. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
211 is a simple telephone number to remember when you don't know where to go for help. Dial 211 when needing to find health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. It's free and confidential, and you'll have access to thousands of programs and services for emergency and non-emergency situations. Visit pa211nw.org to learn more, and remember, help is available by calling 211.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Wall Street hit a milestone on Tuesday as all three major stock indexes closed at record highs, with the Dow adding more than 0.4%, the S&P 500 gaining over 0.25%, and the Nasdaq climbing more than 0.33%. Data released on Tuesday showed U.S. employers added nearly 1 million fewer jobs in the 12 months through March than previously estimated. The large downward revision supported expectations the Federal Reserve will soon cut interest rates, but by how much, wondered Kevin Mon, Chief Investment Officer at Henyon & Walsh Asset Management.
If they cut by 25 basis points, or do they cut by 50 basis points? If they cut by 50 basis points, are they going to admit that they were wrong and they are late to the party? And if they do only cut by 25 basis points, what are they going to signal about the economy going forward, particularly as it relates to the jobs market? Are they more concerned with the jobs market than they are with inflation?
Stocks on the move Tuesday included Apple, which fell 1.5% after the company unveiled new iPhones that failed to excite investors. Shares of AI infrastructure firm Nebius soared almost 50% after the company signed a $17.4 billion deal with Microsoft. Rival CoreWeave jumped 7%. And shares of United Health jumped more than 8.5% after the insurer said it expects enrollment in top-rated Medicare plans to be in line with its expectations, which could mean bigger payments from the government to the company.
Joining us this morning is the president CEO of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. It's Susan Williams. Hi, Susan. How are you?
Good morning. Great on this nippy cold morning. It takes your breath away a bit when you walk out in the morning.
It does, and it's we both kind of start early, right, in our days where we get to experience this, and then we're sitting at a ball game or something, or soccer or football, and it's this weather, and it's almost 80 degrees, and you're like just sweating to death.
It kind of reminds me of when I was in high school and I would get really excited about my new clothes. And so I couldn't wait to wear my corduroys and my pretty sweater the first week or two of school. And then couldn't wait to get home to get in my shorts at the end of the day. So, it's a reason to be hopeful. I see the sun shining out there, and we know in the next hour or two it's going to really start to warm up. And I haven't seen any frost yet, but I've talked to a few people who have spied that out there. So I'm still going to go out and water some flowers and hope we get at least a weekend out of some of our beautiful planters. So it's so much going on. We want to look our best, right?
Absolutely. And it's also confusing when it's this warm, but yet you see the trees starting to change or things falling, and it's like, something's not adding up.
Yeah, I'm making that shift from mowing my grass to mowing my leaves.
Yes.
I did think about that. Ooh, I wasn't sure if my lawn needed mowed, but my leaves are going to need it, or they're going to catch up with me. So, this is, and the changing leaves means that we're going to see more visitors. So the summer visitors are starting to wane as kids go back to school, and now we're going to fill all of our fall festivals, our train, our leaf peepers. We start getting different kinds of calls from people about why they're visiting. So it's not time yet to kind of put yourself to sleep for the winter. It is time to get your game on. Literally, right? Game on.
Game on. Even I've talked to folks who they don't have kids anymore that are going through the school system, but yet for them it feels like that it's that time where, okay, let's get back to a routine. If you kind of spent the summer, we just had a pastor on yesterday who said a lot of people take the summer off for various reasons, and now you're seeing that shift back into church. So it's kind of back into the everyday stuff.
Yeah, I think you and I over the last few years have often had a conversation about the seasons. So, just as there are seasons to the leaves and the greens and all of that, there are seasons to business. Sometimes they coincide very clearly with what's going on outside, and sometimes they don't, which means that we have to be really transparent and honest with the people around us, the people we work with our customers, with our other community leaders about what season we are in. So, if you may be really, really busy when other people's season is a little different. So sometimes we're not as empathetic with each other as we should be. If we would simply share and say, as clearly as, are you on a calendar, fiscal year, or how do you run your books? Because that means that we're different. We're busy at different times. So it's a good time to just remind ourselves to be willing to ask people, what season are you in? What's going on in your business? And how might that be different than what I'm experiencing right now?
Yeah. And you're back to school as well with the leadership program.
We are. We can hardly wait. We're less than 2 weeks away.
Wow.
And we'll be greeting our next class of 15. So we've got 15 firmly committed participants to this year's class. We've laid out an amazing year. I think we're going to have a few things that either within the program or addendums to the program that will be wonderful opportunities for both the leadership program and for some of our community members who maybe are interested in getting a little piece of what we're doing there and can get some of the benefit of our programming. So we're really, really excited to get that started. We just have a lot between now and then.
How unique, when you look at the chamber world or even just the state, and I know there'll be a state conference coming up that you get excited about, but how many people come up to you and say, boy, your program, what are you doing? Why is it so successful? How are you getting so many people?
We do have a lot of interest, but believe it or not, we're still so new in the program that I'm finding myself often, telling someone we have a program and having to really explain it because it is new enough that some people still don't understand. Love to talk to people about what we're doing with Leadership Venango and why, and what impact we know it's already having. I was at an event last night briefly because I was juggling events, And as I was talking to one of our alumni, I, quickly looked around the room and said, "Oh my gosh, there's a lot of you here. There's several of you that have been through the program." And that's important because those alumni can speak to, what they learned, what they experienced from meeting each other, what they know about now that they didn't know about then. And we talked about really the importance of finding ways to connect our alumni. Because some of them don't know each other from year 1 to year 7. There's some crossover and some not. But I think the real power of the program is bringing those alumni together and understanding they're connected through their common knowledge, through the network that they're now a part of, knowing the same people, and what you can do when you get a few people together that are all rowing in the same direction. It's powerful. So there are kind of missed opportunities that we have maybe not nurtured as much as we'd like to, but I can tell you that that's on our, that's the top of our list for this program, is to do more of that.
Well, and I think that's part of the power of the program, that every year you have that opportunity to enhance it. It's not just, okay, we're doing the same thing every year. Every year is its own special program. So it grows as, your program grows year by year.
It does. And one of the things we talk about a lot is for Tessa and I, who have gone through the program 7 years now, every year, every class is a little different because our world is constantly changing. Who's in the room with us changes how we receive information. So we are excited to have put together a program that has really good, solid presenters, speakers, business visits. We don't change those a lot because they're so good. We make small changes as schedules require, or those changes in our world suggest we should. But part of who we program in are people that are nimble to the changing world. We can talk to them and say, hey, we need to do something a little bit different this year than we did last year, and here's why. Here's what we want to reflect upon. We try to make sure that all of our presenters get to see who's in the room. So if they need to tailor something to that room, last year we had a class that was a little heavier on nonprofits. So, you took that into consideration when you see your audience, that they really, as nonprofit leaders, have slightly different needs than a for-profit business, and then where someone sits in the chain of command. And we have several larger businesses that are with us, and we have had, but we usually do not have the owner or the highest level manager. So we're more likely to have someone that has been asked to take on some leadership, some supervisory opportunities. But we're also trying to really connect with their superiors to say, hey, your people are learning things, ask them about it, use that information, tell us how we can help make that investment really worthwhile.
Oh, that's amazing. I was just watching something. I was clicking through last night, and there was a story about, I want to say Akron, but their transit authority. And it was an awesome story because the new CEO of the transit started out as an employee driving a bus. Now she's riding the bus 3 to 4 times a week, just talking to people. And they said doing that for a couple of years has increased ridership by like 46% or something like that, because she's listening to people. And it just sounds like the same sort of thing where you're listening to the people going through and you're going through the program yourself, which is great.
Yeah, we are. So we get that. Yeah, I can't even imagine being kind of in charge of or facilitating a program like this and then not being there in the room to know what they're experiencing. It's not something that I'm going to have to secondhand have somebody tell me, so tell me, what was that day like and what did you experience? So for that reason, I will tell you, if you are an owner or a top level leader, get in the room with us. It may be appropriate for you to be involved in a presentation at some point, or for us to visit your business and them to hear from you. But I can tell you, it's a whole different level when you're at the same table and you're taking in, the same information and then being asked to reflect upon that with others. I think it makes you, I know it makes you a better leader. And we live in a time when people want to work for leaders who relate to us, who understand the world we live in. So, a lot of our focus will be on trying to help our leaders be better leaders so that they attract and retain and connect better and are getting the best out of their people. And I don't mean the most out of their people. That doesn't mean that, I get 8.5 hours out of a 7.5 hour day. of productivity, but it means the value is there because everybody understands what the mission is. We all understand what our role is. So, that's lofty goals for a 9-month program, but we hope that ours does not end after 9 months, that we have planted some seeds that become a lifetime of learning.
And by the way, just so people know, you don't have to own the business or be in management to be that kind of leader to go through this program.
That's right. Yeah, we have had people enter at all different stages of leadership. And, by example, you've talked a lot with Kat and I about the program that we completed, IOM, our Institute of Organizational Management, a training program for leaders in chamber world. I was well into my career when I went through that program. Let's see, probably, well, I wasn't quite 15 years in, but well over 10 years. So when I got there, I was one of the people with more experience. So I had a lot of reference. I was in the room at my year with people who had been with their chamber a month. Wow. Very new. Kat was with us a couple years before she went through the program. But we got to do that together, and we got to know and understand what each other were experiencing. And I think, that's the value of a really great leadership program, that you put people at different levels in the room so they can discuss things and reflect on what they're experiencing together.
Yeah, and of course, side effects include maybe those organizations you volunteer for, your family. Oh. So what you learn in the leadership program applies across the board, which is great.
Oh, yesterday was one of those days. I came in early for a meeting that I host at my office for a local group, and I ended my day leaving the office around 8 o'clock at night, where I had hosted a meeting with another community group. And in between, I'd done some work for another volunteer organization that I'm a part of. Those make my days longer, but they make my days richer. And they're a really good opportunity, one, for me to learn another perspective about how other organizations, be it volunteer or something that I sit on the board of, how they operate, but also to take what I've learned over the years and perhaps, share that knowledge or at least a point in the right direction from things that I've experienced. So I haven't always had the time nor the interest in being as involved in multiple community organizations as I am right now. And some days it's wearing. We have to understand that everybody's really, really busy. So when we ask for volunteers, particularly volunteer leaders, and we get a not right now, there's good reasons you get those answers. But for me, this is the time to where I can participate in several things. So the leadership program is really great for me to be able to draw on my service as a volunteer and on that leadership program together.
And I'm sure there's times where you say, hey, thanks for being at this meeting. I'll see you at the next one, at this other one we have. Because you're a lot of times people are asking the same people to step up and serve multiple boards. So
absolutely. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of the same people. And, there's this kind of old thing, same 10 people, running the town, doing all this stuff. But that's because those are the people who, when asked, say yes, or may raise their hand and say, pick me. Yeah. It is not out of, I don't know anyone who it's out of any sense of wanting to control anything. We don't take a little break and bring someone else, into the opportunity. So I would say if you're listening and you're like, well, I'd like to serve, give me a call. Tell me what would you love to do, what you're good at, what you hate to do. And, we'll try to point you towards an organization or an opportunity that might be a good fit. And then we'll say, have you been through a leadership program lately? Because it just might be that participating in that will make you better in that volunteer opportunity.
That's great. Let's do this. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Susan Williams with us here this morning, President and CEO of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, just because, it's getting to be fall-like doesn't mean things slow down. It's quite busy. You've got a lot of big things coming up.
Yep, we have some things that are ours and some things that are others. So I'll quickly hit what's ours. So we'll be hosting the I can't even get my words together, Cranberry Festival. That's coming up in just a couple of weeks. That is September 20th. we're really excited to be partnering so much with the Cranberry Small Business Association right now. They're taking on the return of the Cranberry Parade. That'll kick off at 10 o'clock on 257. Yes, it will slow things down. There will be construction, or not construction, there will be congestion. There will be confusion. It's a first year, but it's going to be awesome. There are nearly 50 units signed up, and what a perfect way to start the day. Get out there early, take your hot chocolate and sit by the road and watch local businesses celebrate Cranberry and make their way towards the Cranberry Mall. So that parade will run from approximately the Red Express to Airport Road. So if you're coming to the Cranberry Festival, just keep going straight. Come on out, maybe grab another cup of coffee or a little breakfast and be ready to join us at 11 o'clock as we start the Cranberry Festival. That day is focused on free kids activities and entertainment. So we'll have a full day of those activities till 4 o'clock. And you can stick around Cranberry after that if you like. There are things to do all around. Do a little shopping. Do a little, go out by the pond and enjoy the day. So come on out. Again, you will want a little cash in your pocket to grab some food from some of our vendors, and we'll have our basket raffle. So those are really the only two things that we'd suggest that you have a little money available to you for. But Cranberry Festival, that will be from 11 to 4 on September 20th with the parade at 10. And on Sunday there is a fishing derby, so you can get all that information at cranberry-festival.com, so you can figure out where to be and what to do. But in between now and then, Oil City is hosting the Allegheny River Music and Arts Festival. There's a lot going on, most of it on Saturday, but on Friday there is a community playhouse presentation over at the Venango campus, so you can find information online about that, and then a full day of music and art in downtown Oil City on the 13th. Then the Fall Wine Walk hosted by the Oil City Main Street program is on the 19th. So that is on the north side this year. So you can find out more information at Oil City Main Street about that program. And there's a lot of galas going on these days. So as I look at the calendar and things that I'm involved in, I'm excited to go to the Orla Library Gala. That is a Gadsby-themed event, a fundraiser for the Oil Region Library Association. The next week, we've got our leadership retreat kicking off on Thursday and Friday, and it doesn't slow down for me. We'll be at the Zonta Purse Auction on Saturday, and then the Bridge Builders Gala on Saturday evening, which I think there are still tickets available for. So if you like to have a packed full schedule and you want to know, Susan, where are you going to be the next couple of weeks? And can I be there too? Give me a buzz, check in at the chamber. The best place to go is our community calendar. Easiest to be found at beherevenango.org, but you can navigate to it through the chamber's calendar too. And you can see all of those great things going on. And I would know I'm a little focused on some things I'm involved in, but there are all kinds of other things too. So if you're looking for evening music or a craft show or something like that, check the community calendar. There's classes and all kinds of great things to do on there.
And if you're looking to plan an event over the next several months, that's a great place to go too, just to kind of give you a heads up of what's happening in our area.
It is. I just was hearing someone talk about a fundraiser event that's going on in October, and they said, "Oh, we just noticed that somebody else is having an event." Thankfully, not the same night, but similar themes. Said there's room for everybody. Most of our venues have a limit to how many people they can host. We want to fill them up. I know, next month our Venango Museum is hosting their annual fundraising event. That's always really a lot of fun. I think that's on October 4th. I believe it's Family Services is going to be doing a fundraiser right here at the Exchange, a casino night. I understand that's going to be happening in October. So it doesn't stop. It is a steady flow of fun things to support. Some of them have a nice ticket price, so you may want to evaluate which thing you're going to go to, but it doesn't mean that you can't support all of them at some point through the year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to think we're getting closer to the end of the year. Do you have people that approach you asking questions about what it would take to be on the board? How did those conversations come about to be a board member on the chamber?
Actually, not as many as we'd like.
Okay.
I would say that over my 21 years, I probably haven't had more than a couple people say, "How can I serve in leadership at the chamber?" though when we've asked, we've had many people very willing to do that. I would say it's not for the meek. We have a great organization, and we'd like our board members to be engaged. We don't ask a lot of them outside of meetings, but we are a growing organization. That means that we need people that understand at least roughly, how our financials work, what employing 5 people full-time means, and what the responsibility of a board is. So I do ask enough of them that no, I don't have people necessarily asking that question a lot, but I would love it. And the truth is, if you're thinking, well, I don't know if it's the chamber, but I think I'd like to serve in board leadership, we think the chamber is a great place for you to come and learn about what is good board leadership. One thing that's coming up, I'm really excited about. I've been talking with Will Price, who has launched an initiative where they'll be helping our local nonprofits with grant writing here in Venango County. And I see that program as growing into boardsmanship opportunities. So, but I think back to your original question, do you want to be involved in the chamber? Maybe that's on the board. Maybe it's on one of our very few committees that we have, or maybe it's just, membership. How am I a more engaged member and really taking the benefit, not just the promotion of my business, we think you should do that, and the networking, but how do I tap into the knowledge and experience of the chamber and their staff to help make, day-to-day more exciting and maybe more profitable? You just get a hold of us at the chamber. We're at venangochamber.org. All of our contact information is there. Our phone number is 814-676-8521. And we're all easy to get. It's our first initial and last name at venangochamber.org. So I'm S. Williams at venangochamber.org. Let's set up a meeting, maybe a cup of coffee.
And the other thing, real quick, we just spent all this time talking about how busy life is right now. But there's always time to sit down. And I want to make that, because you've always said, hey, listen, it's great that we're busy, but you call or email us and we'll make time to meet with you.
We'll figure out someone that can make that time to do that. And really it's like me. I would love that opportunity. If you have a little flexibility, and don't be intimidated by the idea that I tell you I have a busy schedule. I'm willing to start that schedule an hour or two earlier, or take it an hour or two later into the evening if that's what we have to do to accommodate. Maybe I have to push something else off to make time for you. Really, the busier I am, the more time I can find to fit in. Because sometimes when I see that I have a day or two that are not packed, that's a day I do take to myself. I start to plan out that day. So absolutely, let us know. If you want information about the chamber or something we're doing, someone on my team is even more appropriate to maybe meet with or get more information about. But I'll try to make room for everyone. So just reach out if you want to like I say, grab that coffee or refreshment, or come to my office. I'm still having many people who have not visited us at 100 Seneca Street. If you come later in the week, you can grab something to eat downstairs late in the day. And soon you'll be able to grab a cup of coffee downstairs when the coffee shop opens. But in the meantime, we'll make you a cup of coffee, grab you a bottle of water or a soda. Come and see me at 100 Seneca Street. We're normally here from about 8:30 to 4:30 every day. But if you don't want to make the climb in the elevator, give us a call. We'll let you know if we're in.
Thanks, Susan.
See ya. Bye.
Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Look looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch,
Ooh,
pinch.
pinch time.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Oh, you don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close, or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta, or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
Wall Street hit a milestone on Tuesday as all three major stock indexes closed at record highs, with the Dow adding more than 0.4%, the S&P 500 gaining over 0.25%, and the Nasdaq climbing more than 0.33%. Data released on Tuesday showed U.S. employers added nearly 1 million fewer jobs in the 12 months through March than previously estimated. The large downward revision supported expectations the Federal Reserve will soon cut interest rates, but by how much, wondered Kevin Mon, Chief Investment Officer at Henyon & Walsh Asset Management.
If they cut by 25 basis points, or do they cut by 50 basis points? If they cut by 50 basis points, are they going to admit that they were wrong and they are late to the party? And if they do only cut by 25 basis points, what are they going to signal about the economy going forward, particularly as it relates to the jobs market? Are they more concerned with the jobs market than they are with inflation?
Stocks on the move Tuesday included Apple, which fell 1.5% after the company unveiled new iPhones that failed to excite investors. Shares of AI infrastructure firm Nebius soared almost 50% after the company signed a $17.4 billion deal with Microsoft. Rival CoreWeave jumped 7%. And shares of United Health jumped more than 8.5% after the insurer said it expects enrollment in top-rated Medicare plans to be in line with its expectations, which could mean bigger payments from the government to the company.
You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. With us this morning is Katie Nixon. She is president of Roxanne Productions, and she's got a big event coming up with the, I love this name, Lake Effect Film Festival. And Katie is with us here this morning. Katie, good morning.
Thanks for having me.
It is good to see you this morning.
Bright and early. We're doing it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, first of all, before we get into the film festival, let's talk a little bit about you and your company.
Absolutely. So I'm originally from Erie, and then I moved to New York City after I graduated from Penn State. And then the pandemic happened, and things changed for everybody. So came back home to Erie and really said, how are we going to be able to make art here? And that was kind of at the time during a lot of different strikes during SAG. So we said, how can we be able to pay our friends to be able to keep everything above board and do everything with really, really high standards? And so we did our first short film, and it kind of took off, and people had really, really great experiences. And that's when we kind of had the idea, oh crap, we could like do this pretty consistently. This doesn't have to be a one-off. So that's when we created Roxanne Productions. So we have kind of two arms to the business. We have our educational arm where we create educational opportunities for young professionals, for students who want to demystify the magic of making movies, right? It's an actual skill set. That's an actual marketable skill set that you can put on a resume and get jobs in. So we create classes, internships, educational programs for people in Erie and the surrounding areas to learn those skill sets. And then through that arm, we have the Lake Effect Film Festival, and the whole goal of that event is to bring filmmakers from LA, New York, and Atlanta to Erie so that we can all see how we can work together and celebrate our art. And then on the LLC side of the business, we create our own independent films here. Our goal is to create about 50 jobs in Erie in the film industry about a year, and then those films will compete on the international film circuit. So we got a lot going on.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
For those who might sit on the outside and go, okay, now, really, is this going to attract? If you look at even productions between Erie and Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania, Hollywood's been dabbing in this area for a little while now with productions, and it just makes sense that it's so beautiful up this way. Why wouldn't they come up this way? And Erie has a lot of resources. So again, here's sort of that invitation, right? Like, we're here and we're doing things. It is possible.
Totally. And it's not, everything in this specific industry has changed since COVID. It's not like you move to LA, you move to New York. It's not like that anymore. Netflix just opened up a studio in New Jersey. They're figuring out ways how to make films for cheaper in places that, I hope it's okay if I say this, but like suck your soul a little less than like a big city that can be very, very expensive to live in.
And the talent that you can find around here is amazing as well, from crew members to actors. You go to any one of these local productions, we have so many beautiful theaters around here for local talent to perform. It really is incredible to see, again, your neighbor, somebody you work with, appear on stage, and you're like, how do I not know this person?
Yeah, the landscape, the talent landscape is so hungry here, so hungry. People are ready, people want to learn more, and that's the really exciting piece, is that people want more opportunities like this. So it'll be fun. Yeah.
You know, on the education side, talk a little bit about that. For those maybe coming up and not realizing this is a path you can take around here. Just talk about, I mean, we have a lot of great colleges, a lot of great opportunities for students to say, hey, you know, I think I'd like to go down that road and take those classes and end up doing something in this world.
Totally, totally. Our whole heart behind Roxanne and the way that we run our sets is as long as you are going to be professional, as long as you're going to be a hard worker, we'll put you to work, and we'll spend those extra minutes and hours teaching you what we know if you're hungry enough. And I think that's kind of what sets us apart, is that we're willing to take that time. So right now typically we do monthly webinars for people, whether they're in Erie or all over. We have an acting class specifically for like a film technique going on that's every Saturday. And then we're just about to launch a new program where we go into high schools for anywhere from a week to a semester long. And we teach kids how to create their own short films. And then those films will compete at our film festival. So that's like, that's kind of what we have brewing. We're also working closely with Penn State and Bold C, their film program there, Penn State Barron, and we're really excited to see like how that partnership grows. Again, talk about another group of students that's so hungry and excited to work, and not even necessarily in like a very negative like workhorse kind of way, but these people are just want to learn more, and that is really exciting for us.
Yeah, but your intern hiring process is a little sketchy sometimes, but we won't go.
I think he's doing a great job, Luke. You gotta tell the people what's up.
Our oldest son is going to Penn State Barron, and I think he met with you sometime in the spring, and you offered him an internship opportunity.
Yes, Sam has been such a gem. He is kind of my marketing arm. He makes our TikToks. He is doing some interviews. He is learning everything he can behind the camera. Talk about hungry, Luke. Your son is a hard worker. He's on it.
I know every time he's home, we have to fill the shelves with food. So he is hungry in many, many ways. Let's get into the film festival. This is awesome. The Lake Effect Film Festival. I love the name. Because it's not just the Lake Erie whatever. This is Lake Effect. It's so fun. And talk about how it came about and what to expect.
Totally. So as far as the name, I actually rode horses growing up, and our competition team was called like the Lake Effect Equestrian team. And I've just always loved that. And last year we were actually we were in the fall, and we were the week before the 6 feet of snow in one night. And so if for whatever reason I had like just been like, let's just do it 1 week after, or it like felt weird with Thanksgiving, and we ended up doing like the week before. And that haunts me to this day, that if it would have been like 1 week after, that nobody could have gotten out of their houses. And for people who weren't necessarily in this area, it was crazy. There was snow up to my ears, and that is not an exaggeration. Yeah. So that's kind of how the name is now stuck. The name is totally stuck. And then as far as the festival, this is going to be our first 3-day event. So last year we had just about 100 people, and it was 1 day. And this year we're really scaling up. So we'll be working at the Tom Ridge Center down by Presque Isle, and then at Five Iron in the heart of downtown Erie. So Five Iron is actually like a restaurant and golf simulator where you like book a tea time kind of a deal, but we've converted some of those golf simulators into movie theaters. So super fun. And then we have really everything for anybody. We have animation, we have some rom-coms, we have a couple of really beautiful documentaries, one about like the story of adoption and music, one about how a group of nuns actually started our local hospital here. Like, we have some really beautiful stories. And we also have like some fun and silly stuff too. So we got a whole array of things going on.
That's awesome. So what's the approach to marketing this? And are you kind of looking at it like, every year we want to grow it and here's the end result, or it's, hey, this is organic and we'll kind of feel it out as we go?
A mix of both. I would say. Like our passion is always to like bring filmmakers together in whatever capacity that is going to serve them, right? And so I think we were really honored and humbled by the amount of submissions. Like, we're representing 3 countries in this festival, and this is our 2nd year. And so I think it depends. Like, we have had a lot of response and a lot of positive response to this. And if that changes, I think we'll pivot. But right now, people are growing, and I think Erie specifically is a really good place to foster that community, especially we're working like everything's really close to the water. We're also working with the Applebee's on 12th Street here. So if you show your ticket at Applebee's, you get a percentage off your meal for the week.
Nice.
So yeah, we're really getting other businesses involved too. I just think we can do a lot of things, especially in this area, because we are so small. So we can almost kind of like, kind of have our own rules, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I was just going to ask you about what kind of partnerships have you kind of encountered or worked on? And it sounds like people are coming and saying, yeah, we want to be part of this.
Totally. It's been, people have been so helpful. And I think it goes back to Erie being really excited about film. You start talking about movies and people in Erie just light up, truly. So we're partnering with Film Erie, which is the new film office here. They've just rebranded. They have been super supportive. We've got Five Iron, we've got Tom Ridge Center. ECRA is one of our sponsors. So yeah, people have been very, very kind.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know, it's amazing when you think about it today. Like everybody's walking around with the ability to film something, to create content, and it's funny to go on social media and see like people putting, content creators like, are you really a content creator? But the reality is you are walking around with phones that are very capable of producing high quality content. Now, how you frame shots, how you do lighting, all that stuff, that's when you get into it. But are you finding that more and more are realizing like, yeah, I have that power to do this. I can create stuff. I can message, whatever I'm doing, and I have a voice.
Absolutely. It is like the wild, wild west in that regard too, with content creation and how available things can be. And even as simple as like when you make a film now, it doesn't necessarily have to, and this is something that the team can decide. Maybe it's not a film that you want to go to theaters. Maybe it's something you want to live on YouTube. Maybe it's something that you want to live in parts on TikTok. It kind of depends on what your goal is for the film. But it's a whole new world. It's not like I keep saying, we're not playing by the rules that our parents did growing up in this industry. It's all different. And that's actually one of the things that Sam is working on in his internship is like, okay, so if we have all our resources with us, right? With our phone, we can create this TikTok. What's our story? What's our brand story that every time people see Sam show up on the Roxon Productions TikTok, what do we want people to feel? And that is, for me, the really exciting part.
That's pretty cool. Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
We go to the United States negotiating table with a strong hand. We don't go with a weak hand. And our endowments, as you correctly say, is exactly what we take to the table. And the ability on our part to have those products processed here. But we obviously, in doing so, want to take it a step further. And we want to be able, and that's what we are insisting on, that even as we may well want to export the critical minerals, we want them to leave the shores of South Africa as finished products so that we beneficiate what we will finally sell to them. So that is the type of discussion that we are having with them. That goes beyond just what they are focusing on, imposition of a 30% tariff.
Katie Nixon with us here this morning. We're talking about the Lake Effect Film Festival, which is coming up. We got to get the dates, but I assume submissions are closed?
Submissions are closed. They will open up shortly for next year, but you can't get your tickets. So it's September 11, 12, and 13. We have 3-day passes for $75 and day passes for $45 so that you can kind of pick and choose your experience. Tickets can be found at roxonproductions.com. And then you can always email us if you have any questions.
That's wonderful. And yeah, the website has all sorts of great information that you can go and check out. And if somebody's submitting or saying, boy, this is something I think I should do for next year, does it provide, do you have a list of, those expectations? Or are you finding people are submitting things where they've shot a movie, a documentary, or a short on their phones and editing? What are sort of the expectations for the film festival?
Totally. I'm of the mindset of like quality over quantity. So I don't really care how you did it. I don't care how you bootstrapped it. I don't even really need to know that. If you show me a good piece of art, we want to show your film. So as far as submissions, because we're on the smaller side and we are in our first couple of years as a festival, we get to pick and choose who what we want to showcase. And so we're really passionate about stuff that's really good. So we're the Erie's only multi-genre film festival because we want to feature a bunch of different genres. I know the horror genre has kind of a bad rep for not being featured as like high quality stuff in Hollywood because it's like, ooh, scary horror. But like we're featuring horror movies in our festival because we know how much work horror is too. We also know how lucrative horror can be. So that's kind of how we're different is anything goes with us. It just has to be good.
It just has to be good. And is there, if they contact you through the website, if somebody wanted to have a conversation with you, they'd be able to do that?
Absolutely. Our email's on there. Our phone number's on there. They can give us a call or email us anytime. And we're also pretty responsive on our social media. So if you DM us, we'll get it too.
It takes a lot, I think, to put something on like this. Who is working with you on this project? And again, is it open for people to come in and say, hey, how can we help? How can we be a part of this?
Absolutely. Anyone, we are always looking for volunteers. We're also always looking for people who want to like volunteer on set as well. So if that is something you're interested, if you see this event happening, if you come and you're like, I want to volunteer for next year, you can absolutely leave your name with someone with a staff badge and we will like keep that information on file. Like those contacts are vital for us. But as far as our team, who will have boots on the ground, I'll be there. Our head of fundraising, Georgie Capotis, will be there. My assistant, Bethany Lennox, who's coming in from North Carolina, will be there. And that's kind of our like 3 women in charge for the event. We'll have Sam there. We'll have a couple of our other interns. And really anyone you see with like a staff badge has been like extremely vetted by me because my whole approach to like running a business is that I'm only willing to work with people who are kind and going to be supportive and trustworthy. So anyone you find with one of those staff badges, you're going to be greeted with a major smile. You're going to get 5-star treatment. And that is like, for me, cherry on top.
There you go. And it takes, it's just a lot of work to put on a film festival.
It's a lot of work and a lot of different skill sets. Like I can't draw a stick figure. And so we have like our graphic designer working with our head of fundraising to create this program. And I'm like, I don't like that color. And they're like, well, guess what? You gotta suck it up. So, we do have like a really fun working relationship in that way.
That's great. Is there time for you to produce something for the festival?
There was a time this year, I wanted to, but the timing just didn't work out. We are in pre-production for a short film that I wrote based off of a play that I had actually written my senior year of college and then taken on tour. So that will be filming probably November or December of this year. And then we have a couple of feature films in pre-production for next year.
Oh, that's wonderful. I say to Sam all the time, because the path that he wanted to take, which was kind of a surprise to us, but I said to him, I'm actually, when you look at it, if this route doesn't work out, there are so many companies that are now hiring people to just handle their marketing, their social media, or working with companies like yours or mine for that. But there's so many opportunities out there. And again, businesses are trying to cut through, all the stuff that's thrown at them and trying to get their message out there, that they have to, have a team or at least a person maybe dedicated to doing that. So, you're offering a space too where, hey, if you're creative, if you've got, a story to tell, we can help you find that path.
Yeah, totally. And that's our heart.
And what are you seeing when you visit school? I know you go back to Penn State a little bit to see what's going on, but what are you seeing when you come across, students who are going to college or even those high school kids that start to talk to you about, getting into this industry?
Oh, what a great question. Their eyes light up. I was just talking to a student yesterday who has a really heavy background in theater and has started to pivot towards film. And he's like, Katie, how can I figure out a way to be on set all the time? And like, how can I do that with you? And just watching them realize that this idea of working in the creative arts isn't like you're gonna starve and everything's gonna suck for you and you're never gonna be able to pay your bills. Like people in film and TV like make money just like anybody else, and it's definitely hard and it's not necessarily a traditional route, but like helping people realize their dreams is second to none.
Yeah. So I'll ask you, what are your top couple movies? What are the go-tos?
Oh my gosh, it's not fair. It's not fair. This is silly.
Watch your answer. Watch your answers here.
No, crap. For like funny, like silly funny. Hot Rod always makes me laugh. Greta Gerwig's Little Women, I think, is one of my top movies of all time. I'm trying to think. Eon Flux is a super important movie to me. Kind of helped me like fall in love with stories and like that big world of like epics and kind of action and sci-fi. And I'm sticking with those three, and I'm shutting my mouth.
Okay. How about TV shows?
Luke. Peaky Blinders, for sure. Cillian Murphy, and Yellowstone, obsessed. And then like Schitt's Creek, so fun.
Okay. Now, if you could sit down with one director and have a meal, I know it's tough. Who would you sit down with?
Greta Gerwig, for sure. Greta Gerwig and one of our resident directors, Allison Dane, who is in LA, and we always have so much to talk about, and our schedules are completely opposite. And so my girl Allison Dane, I would love to sit her down and say, hey, you're eating with me for 2 hours.
I know some folks from this area who have gone to Hollywood to do some amazing things. It's possible. What are some of the keys that you would tell somebody if they were about ready to move out there and give it a go?
Totally. It's possible, number one. And I know I was saying, or I maybe will give myself a caveat to my previous statement about how like it is a real career and people are doing this every day, and it is hard. It is hard. And like just know that you're it's not gonna look, success isn't gonna look like what your friend in corporate, how like they know their next step and that ladder is so clear for them. It's not gonna look like that, and you have to be okay. You have to be okay with that. Yeah, like I had an acting teacher who was always like, guys, if you don't need to do this, don't do it. And then I hear myself like saying that to these little college students. I'm like, if you don't need to do this, don't. Because it is hard. There's so much rejection. There's so much unknown. But if you're like built that way where it's the only thing that you want to do, then like absolutely go for it and work your butt off.
That's great. All right. Lake Effect Film Festival, the dates again?
September 11th, 12th, and 13th.
And you can get your tickets where?
At roxandproductions.com.
Okay. Can you get them at the door?
You can.
Okay.
You can. I don't believe we'll have cash available for change, but you can get your tickets at the door.
Katie, it was a real pleasure talking to you this morning.
Thank you for having me, Luke. This was a blast.
Yeah. All the best. Take care.
Cool. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. Katie Nixon joining us here this morning talking about the Lake Effect Film Festival.